Alright guys, what is up? FeedTheShark back here once again to provide you guys with a champion reveal actually for the new champion named Tahm Kench, the River King. So people have been speculating that his name was Tahm, with the spelling being T-A-M-M, but currently that's not actually how the spelling is. As you can see here, it's T-A-H-M and then Kench, K-E-N-C-H, the River King. So he looks to be somewhat voidy of a champion, but I don't really know. We'll read on in here. We'll go through it pretty detailed here of his champion reveal. So yeah. Alright, so starting here, we've almost finished dredging up League's latest monstrosity. Tahm Kench is a tough solo laner support tank with a taste for, well, pretty much anything. He'll happily munch down on an enemy champion once he's slathered them up, stowing them in his sizable belly and out of a fight, while the River King's allies leverage their advantage. But Tahm Kench's stomach isn't reserved solely for his enemies. After swallowing an ally, the tanky fishman can dive into one of his signature whirlpools before throwing himself towards the enemy team. So, this is for his, I believe, is this all of his abilities? Alright, so this is a bunch of lore from him, so I believe this is showcasing all of his abilities. I'm not sure though. We'll play this right here. Okay, so there's his auto attack, and apparently he has a passive as well. He attacks people with his tongue. That's pretty cool. Oh yeah, you can just click on each one of these. Okay, so that's his passive. So yeah, as this is playing, we'll put a bit lower volume. Tahm Kench applies a stack of an acquired taste to all enemy champions he hits with basic attacks or damaging abilities. Once he's applied 3 stacks, sort of like Echo was released with a similar passive, he can interact with them differently. So we'll see what that's about. So this is his tongue lash. So let's watch this video first. Alright, so it looks to be a skill shot of some sort. Pretty decent range. Yeah, it is a skill shot. Alright, so let's see. Okay, so it does slow them, so it's a Q. His Q does slow. And then there's this passive again, and then the piranha lights up. And okay, alright. So if he does have 3 stacks of his passive and then he Qs, the enemy gets stunned. So that's actually really, really good. Definitely makes for a lot of plays to be happening. So we'll read it. Tahm Kench roots himself briefly while launching his tongue in target direction. Tongue lash stops once it hits a target, damaging and stunning minions and monsters. So it, like by default, stuns minions and monsters and damages them, obviously. And while damaging and slowing enemy champions, unless they have 3 stacks of an acquired taste, which is his passive, then he stuns them instead. So that's actually really cool. So obviously you're going to need to get 3 of this on them and then Q. We'll see if his W has any interaction. Oh, whoa, that's a lot of writing. Alright, so let's just, let's read this first and then go through the video because this is a lot of writing. So Tahm Kench briefly swallows a nearby, okay, so this is pretty cool. It's Devour. A nearby targeted unit, enemy suffers a portion of their max health as damage. So it does max health or percentage of max health damage, I think. No, I don't know. I'm not really sure. Like, I don't see the percentages until like in game. So, yeah, minions and monsters. Once Tahm Kench devours an enemy minion or monster, he can reactivate the ability, spit them out on the target location. So that's a skill shot again. They deal damage to whoever they hit. So it's actually pretty cool. Allied champions. When Tahm Kench devours an allied champion, I guess he has to kill them when they're almost dead, or like he has to use his ability when they're almost dead, sort of like Cho'Gath, to get this off. He renders his ally immune from damage and gains extra movement speed when he heads towards an enemy champions. Both Tahm Kench and his edible ally can choose when the latter leaves. Alright, so that's, oh yeah, no, that's for his allied. So this is why he'd be decent in a support role, as a tanky support. So that's what that's for. And then an enemy champion, Tahm Kench, can only devour enemy champions once he's applied 3 stacks of an acquired taste to them. So again, that's you need this in order to do this. His movement speed is drastically reduced, while enemy champs who suffer greatly reduced vision can only see immediately around the River King are in his belly. Okay, so that's pretty cool. Makes them pretty much useless in fights. So we'll see this in action right here. So there's him eating minion. Turns all red. Kind of walks around all like, wow, he looks so awesome. Throws them at, oh, and it applies stacks as well. Oh, look at that. It canceled Vi's ult. And then you can see Lucian's thing is right here, showing that it is in Tam's belly as well. And then there we go. There's an enemy. Swallows them. And they're useless. And then when they're thrown out, they get a bunch of damage done to them. So that's pretty cool. So his E is his thick skin. Passive all damage Tahm takes is turned into gray health Once he leaves combat, the gray health falls off, healing him for a portion of the amount of gray health he's earned. So that's actually really cool. So he takes damage, he has that gray health, and then once he's out of combat, he heals from that, obviously, like I said here. And the active Tahm Kench converts his gray health into a shield that quickly falls off. Alright, so let's see this in action right here. There's Echo attacking him. There you can see the gray health. And it's slowly healing up as well. Alright, so the active portion of it is going to be shown right now. That was just a passive. Alright, there we go. And he turns into a shield. You see a bunch of water around him. So that's pretty cool. And finally, last but not least, his ultimate, Abyssal Voyage. Passive all of Tahm Kench's ability, all of Tahm Kench's damage scales with his maximum health. So you're going to be wanting to build tanky just like how you're going to be wanting to build tanky on Braum. And that's just how the champion's going to work. So his active is Tahm Kench opens his maw, which is his mouth, offering an ally a spot inside his belly. Once they jump in, or once Tahm Kench decides he's diving solo, he starts channeling, conjuring a whirlpool beneath him before diving in, reappearing a few seconds later at his target location. So I'm assuming he becomes invulnerable when he goes in that whirlpool. And Abyssal Voyage has a huge range, but the ability is pretty well telegraphed by its lengthy cast. Alright, so basically this has a long range on it, but it also has a really long cast time apparently, holding it back as well. So it is pretty balanced from what I see. Let's see if that's true right here in the video. Alright, so the ally champion can jump in now. Alright, there we go. Wow, that is a really, really long range actually. That is a really long range. I wonder if you have to finish, like, let's replay it. I wonder if you have to finish this cast if no one jumps in. Like say Lucian didn't jump in, I wonder if you'd have to finish that in order to like go there, or if you could cancel it like mid cast or something. I don't know. But yeah, that's for his abilities. That's pretty much the basis of the champion. We'll look at this picture right here. Okay, there we go. So he just looks freaking awesome. Obviously, as people are speculating, he does have that top hat. He also has a coat and stuff on him, and then there's his abilities and stuff like that. So yeah, he just looks freaking awesome. This is a champion that I'm gonna like really dig. And if you guys are new to my channel, definitely make sure to hit that subscribe button, because I'm gonna be probably the first, if not one of the first people to come out with gameplays for him, which he's probably going to be released tomorrow on the PB for testing. We'll see, but that's my guess. Alright, so let's exit that image. So in the support, basically talks about his support. I'll link you guys this link in the description if you want to check out all of this. I don't really want to bore you guys by going over all of this, but this, I imagine, pretty much goes over him in a support lane. So yeah, just a basis once, or just a summary. Once he's wobbling in the lane, his main role is to stick with his lane ally or his lane buddy, making sure they're safe and able to farm at will. If the enemy manages to slow or stun his ally, Tahm Kench simply devours them before heading to safety. So yeah, he's actually really good for peel in that way, especially in a team fight. I can see him channeling his ult, someone jumping in, and then him just teleporting them back to safety. Especially with him being tanky, he could definitely tank that damage. So I really think he has a lot to offer in the support role. Here's a little quote from him: "Boy, the world's one river, and I'm its king. Ain't no place I ain't been, ain't no place I can't go again." So yeah. And then the solo lane, Tahm Kench is tanky enough. I keep freaking, that name's so new to me. Is tanky enough to take a licking as well as give one. So he's best positioned amongst his minions when he heads to a solo lane. Obviously because you can eat your minions and throw them, which is pretty good. From there, the River King's free to last hit and trade with his opponent as he sees fit. The thing to remember with Tahm Kench is that even when he goes, even in trades, he wins thanks to Thick Skin's passive, yeah, because you gain health. So yeah, it's just really good. Like, let's see his attack range right here. Alright, so his attack range is a bit more than melee range. Like, it's a pretty long melee range, pretty much. So team fights, Tahm Kench becomes quite the champion connoisseur as the two teams come together with a role that revolves around one fundamental culinary question: who does he eat? Which is true. If you guys want to read that, I'll again link in the description. I don't want to go over all of this. I wanted to make this a quick, snappy video, even though it's been pretty long. So here's the synergy. It works well with Swain, Kog'Maw, Sejuani. Obviously, Sejuani, like, really well. He can eat Sejuani and then teleport somewhere, and then Sejuani can engage from that. Swain, pretty much the same thing. Kog'Maw, I don't really see why, but Tahm Kench slashes around perfectly inside of protect the Cog team. Oh, yeah, because he can just peel straight up for Kog'Maw, so that's why he works well with him. So yeah, and then struggles against Vayne, obviously because he can be kited out by Vayne pretty easily. I'd see that being a thing. Janna, I guess again because he can be kited out. Like he seems like a pretty lonky and slow champion. But when he gets on you, he's quite the terror. And then Gnar again, if Gnar builds Phage, which usually either goes into Triforce for the Phage or Black Cleaver, he can be kited out again. And this is definitely going to be one of those lanes that you don't want to be up against as Tahm in the top lane, especially because Gnar is primarily top lane. So this is a bot lane struggle, and then Kog'Maw as his ADC while he's supporting, pretty good. And then jungler, obviously Swain, whatever. But yeah, all of this. Okay, so and then his W seems kind of OP. Okay, so that's the comments. Now that meal, it left me satisfied. So cry if you want, boy, because you had the chance to walk away. Instead, you're the fool who let me in. And as you saw from the teaser, you already know that. And then look at this awesome freaking art of him pretty much devouring this wooden thing. Let us know your thoughts on League's Munchies Champion in the comments below. But yeah, guys, and then you can see some art of him as well. This is obviously from the teaser trailer. He fucks the guy over after he takes a gamble. And yeah, look at him eating freaking this. I'm so hyped for this champion. I honestly can't explain how hyped I am. But yeah, I'm gonna end the video here, guys. Hopefully you guys did enjoy. Like I said, if you're new to my channel and this is the first video you've seen of mine, definitely make sure to subscribe, and I'll be uploading like gameplay of Tahm as soon as it comes out, unless I'm at work or something when it comes out, which would be really unfortunate because the last two champions I've been the first on YouTube to upload gameplays of. So yeah, guys, definitely stay tuned for more videos of Tahm Kench, the River King. Surprised he hasn't had a Void reference to him, because he does seem kind of voidy, but no, his color is not really. So yeah, hopefully you guys are having an awesome day. Like I said, like the video if you did enjoy this champ reveal of Tahm Kench, the River King, as well subscribe. You know, the button should be somewhere down here anyways. But yeah, guys, hopefully you guys did enjoy, and hopefully you guys are having an awesome day. I'll see you guys in my next video.